Well, to say I'm ecstatic about the performance would be underserving what we did, but I've also been in Michigan's shoes. You know, it seems like they've had a 2-game stretch like we did back with Iowa when we were down the whole game, and you never know why. I thought the execution we had offensively early, you know, getting Forbes shots and taking away Robinson's shots, and for the most part, Irvin's early. He got some late, but I thought early we did a pretty good job on him. Was the difference in the game. We got our break going. Denzel was awesome. He played so well, and then he got a little tired, and that's my fault. We left him in there tired, and I think he made 2 or 3 turnovers in a critical time. But some of the weird matchups with Deontay playing on the perimeter a little bit more, we were worried about that. I give Deontay some credit. I give Matt Costello. We actually did some switching that we normally don't do with our center to make up for it, and it really worked well. But Forbes and Harris are getting better defensively, and Denzel is just getting better in every aspect of the game as he has the whole time. So great win. I think, like I said, in fairness, I've been in Michigan's shoes. Told John that after. There's no rhyme or reason why one day you play good, one day you play bad. It seems to be an epidemic this year. I'm just happy that at this time of year we're making some progress, getting a little better, getting a little healthier, got our rotation down a little better. Kenny Goins played pretty well for us. But our 3 seniors won us the game. You know, it was Costello, Forbes, and Valentine that came through. So, questions?
Tom, 2 questions quickly. Was Tom close to playing at all? And then secondly, when you look at Goins especially and how he plays as he's growing into being something, what are you seeing out of him?
Well, I'm seeing more out of him. As you know, those of you that see him around, you know, he's in a walking boot, too, all the time because of a little stress reaction to his foot for the last 3 weeks. So it's been hard to get him practice time, you know, and some of those things we don't hide, but he's practiced, but he can't do everything. But having him there helped us. And I thought he's able to switch a little bit easier. He's able to do things better to cover a guy as good as Irvin. I thought that was a big key. We did a decent job on Irvin and Dawson, and that made a big difference. So hopefully we can keep rotating Kenny in. I even thought McQuaid came in and gave us some minutes, you know. But we went with our horses, and our horses responded.
Tom, can you explain a little more the switching with Davis and Costello and how that worked? And Davis on Irvin, at least once he did a really nice job of forcing him to get rid of the ball. Being able to play 2 bigs against a smaller lineup, the versatility, is that what you learned most about your team today? Or?
Well, it did, because Michigan's a hard team to defend. They're very, very, very good. The execution of their offense is phenomenal, and you know, I give my staff credit. So once in a while I say that everybody thinks it's for no reason or to ballyhoo them, but they did a hell of a job of preparing our guys, you know, and we cheated a little bit here and there. We normally don't switch with our 5. We had to just switch with 5 and 4 the way we did it, and so that made it more difficult because guys had to know who they were switching with, and they bring in so many different lineups, and they're all 6'6", 6'7". But you know, remember this too. They're going through what we went through with Denzel. You know, you take a player out of the lineup like they had, and it's tough. And so he won't make an excuse. I'll make one for him.
Coach, were you surprised to see Forbes get as many open looks as he did, and what was he doing so well to get that much space?
I was. You know, I was. I mean, one of our big keys is, you know, we told our players we have to guard Robinson like we'd guard Forbes. And I thought we did a pretty good job on Robinson. He got free a couple late, but by then I think a little tired and hadn't made any shots, hadn't really taken many. Our goal with him was to be there on the catch, and we thought that's what would happen. But as you saw, they once he got real hot, they moved Walton, who's a phenomenal defender, on him, and we didn't get as many in the second half, you know, and maybe they were going through some of the things we've gone through, where trying to get those 3 perimeter guys to guard is very important, and Walton can't guard all 3. I thought he shut him down pretty good second half. Now we didn't do as many things the second half, but in general. It was part of execution. I'm sure they didn't play like he wanted them to play, and give our guys credit too. We got him the ball in the right spot.
Did Forbes half remind you all of Sean in '95 scoring 30?
Yeah, I got a lot of memories here. I got a lot of memories with a lot of guys. That's what's great about the rivalry. And as David Thomas says, we had good memories and bad memories, but they're memories. And I just talked to Sean this week, so he'll be happy to know somebody kind of at least responded like he did.
Tom, you mentioned the other day talking about the last part of the Big Ten season now, and you also said the other day freshmen, you like having the freshmen, but it's the three seniors that you really need. And is it like almost like the perfect time of the year they seem to kind of be putting it all together, those three guys?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it was Denzel's injury, and now he's back, 98%. And, you look at Iowa seniors, Oklahoma seniors, Maryland seniors, Purdue's best couple players seniors. It seems like the teams that are on the top have more senior-laden teams right now. That's all around the country, North Carolina, So seniors are important. They're valuable. And I think when Zell, I didn't want to leave him in there, but, the guy was close to a triple-double, which would have been an incredible feat for him here. But the victory was every bit as good.
Tom, I know some were in transition, some against the zone and good passes, but were you surprised with some of the shots Forbes got in that first half and some of the other guys as well?
Well, some of them were off the break, and some of them were against that zone. We thought we put in a wrinkle or two against that zone because we thought they might play a little more zone, and I thought we got some shots. I thought Zell, we had a couple lobs in there, and he got a little goofy for a couple minutes stretch there when he was really tired and his coach was too dumb to take him out. But other than that, I thought we attacked the zone really well. And but, I don't know what they were trying to do, and I know what we were trying to do. So it's hard to say, what went right, what went wrong. I just know that we executed pretty well. We got the guy the ball when he needed it, and guys made shots. And when you make shots, everything changes.
Tom, how big was Matt for you out of the break? Obviously, you had a big lead at the half, and he comes out, kind of takes over a little bit.
Well, I think that's what I'm proudest of. I said I worry a little bit about becoming a three-point shooting team. I don't want that. I want to be able to shoot threes. I don't know how many we ended up shooting, 20-some probably. But we got to be able to be a balanced team, get it inside, get it outside. So we came out second half. We said we're going inside first 3 times, and we scored twice. And I think that was very key for this team to understand that we need everybody, And Matt, he did a great job. We didn't get him the ball enough early, but he did 14 and 8. He's almost been a double-double guy most of the Big Ten season, and I think he's kind of an unsung hero that we don't appreciate as much. But I'm starting to appreciate him more and more.
Tom, the number of threes you have shot these last 3 games, is that about taking the open shot that's there, or have you made a conscious effort to utilize these shooters a little bit more?
I think when we started out, you remember now, we were a shooting team, and then when we lost Zell and we had some injuries, we went to pounding the ball inside, and maybe people looked at that, and we were somewhat successful in that. And now having the balance and the break, we got some threes off the break. That's what makes Denzel so important. Even when he was at the 2, he's got those great cross-court passes because he's big enough to see over people. And that's why I like him at the 2 some instead of just at the point. But, I don't think we've made any more effort to shoot threes. 22 for me would be a great number, especially if we're making them.
What do you think Brent has improved most in since he got to MSU, and what do you hope to still see him even get better at?
Well, he got on the floor a couple times. That was illegal when I got him, and I give him credit. He's playing harder. He's playing better defensively. He could always shoot the ball. I didn't, nobody gave him any words of wisdom on how to shoot the ball. I think he's doing a good job figuring out how to come off screens and do things like that. But I think he got a little stronger. He got a lot tougher, and his mentality now is I got to guard and I got to shoot. And if you can do both, then you're a hell of a player because most shooters struggle to do both.
Tom, you guys shot incredibly well today, and yet you keep going back to the defensive improvement. Is your defense starting to catch up with your shooting as far as a strength of this team?
Well, believe it or not, the guy that I used to complain about most probably, when we had Appling and Harris, there was that other guy, his name was Valentine, that I said couldn't guard my mother and other people of that age. And, he has improved and improved and improved and improved. Right now, he might be my best defender. and give that guy credit for that too, because he deserves it. And I do think we're getting better defensively. I look at the stats and I say, how are we rated this high? Is it fool's gold? But I think we're getting better defensively. Our bigs are helping more. Didi's a shot blocker in there. And my staff has done a good job of ham and egging it through some of the injuries. And, losing Tom, there's pluses. I know I'm going to hear he doesn't shoot it, but he's the best defender we had. And so for guys like Brennan and Aaron Harris have stepped up a little bit. That's the difference in our team right now, I think, because we're getting better looks because we're defending better, shooting a poorer percentage, we're rebounding and running, and we're getting open looks that way.
Tom, how much did it help you to have the one-game week, and could you play two more different teams back-to-back than Michigan and Purdue?
No, this is going to be an NCAA time. It's going to be you go with two monsters and you go with, a team that can really shoot the ball from three. Not that Purdue can't, but you go with that double post, so it'll be exact opposite. And we get a little bit of a short turnaround now, but it did help to have an extra day. It was our time. We did give our guys 2 days off, which, I kicked myself, and now I'm going to pat myself on the back. But I think an extra day, a little more film sessions, and staff, again, did an unbelievable job. And I think that was you got to do that against Michigan. They're very well coached. They're very, very – they execute very, very well, and it's a hard offense to kind of simulate. And I thought my scout team did a pretty good job too. The greatest thing was my scout team is really good, and Kobe is the best. He's the captain, but he had to fly out California and Stanford on a medical school interviews this week, and so I didn't have him till Thursday night. And when we put him in a game, he was in 3 minutes. I think he had 4 turnovers, and if you look at him, it looked like he was going to die, And I said, you're going to need a doctor to revive you the way you look right now. But he's done a hell of a job for us, too, as the 4th senior.
Got time for 1 or 2 more if there are?
Thanks a lot, guys.
Denzel Valentine has nearly a triple-double, and he almost seems to get taken for granted a performance like this now a little bit. Are you able to appreciate what he's doing game in and game out at this point?
I'm able to appreciate it because, I like all those things, but I'm telling you, the guy has really gotten to be a good defender. I mean, he has gotten to be a really good defender, and that's going to up his stock and what his value, and I'm really proud of Denzel. I mean, he was texting me all night. This was a big game to him. You got to remember now, it's still the legacy thing. It's still his dad. It's still all the things. It helps to have a guy like that on your team that is so ingrained in Michigan State. It's not just our team. It's not just himself. It's the whole thing. I mean, there hasn't been many guys like that at any schools because not many grow up. Fathers played there, unless you go to Notre Dame football, I guess. But other than that, it doesn't happen. So I'm proud of Denzel. I'm proud of my team. And yet I feel for Michigan because I've been there myself. So I wouldn't count them out. I think if they can get healthy, they just had 2 bad games, just like we had 2 bad games in a row. Thanks.